What's up, guys? Sam Jim here, and today I'll be talking about comic stories that I think are cool that should be adapted into movies. I kind of sort of thought up this project off the top of my head today, and I thought it'd be really cool and interesting to talk about and discuss. Now, when I say movies, now it doesn't necessarily have to be live action, although there are a few exceptions to this rule in this list. But for most of them, I would probably be considered for animated films, such as Justice League War, Batman Under the Red Hood. Let's see what else, like Hulk versus or Planet Hulk. Those type of stories. But like I said, there could be potential for live action, but more than likely we're going to see animated stuff. It's also narrowed down to Marvel and DC for this list, although there is one exception, and I'll get to that later. But mostly it's Marvel and DC, and this one is sort of not really a top 10 list, but sort of stories I think will most likely happen, or most likely that I would like to see happen. So it's really not in no particular order, but it's just stories I would really want to see adapted into some sort of animated or live action type of story. There is one on this list that kind of falls into animated, but I'll get into that later. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started, and I hope you guys enjoy this list. Hope you guys are entertained, and hope you just like the list. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. The first one is The Age of Apocalypse. I have mentioned this before in my previous video, that this one I'm hoping could lead into a live action movie, which is all possible. But if it doesn't, I would like to see this in a animated movie. We did get to see sort of a hint to it in the XMen and the Wolverine animated series, although it never happened, and it kills me that it did never happen. But yeah, this would be a great story to tell in live action or in animated form, because it's such a great story. It's a great X-Men story, and the reason why it's so bottom of the list is because chances are it's more than likely going to happen in some point in time. So yeah, and why not? This movie needs to happen. So the next one is a DC one, and it's Superman Red Sun. Now, there is a sort of like a, not really stop motion, I don't really know what to call it, but there is a Red Sun where it's pages from the comic, but they use that technology where they move their lips and their heads and stuff like that, which is really cool. But I would like to see this one either animated or even maybe in a live action one, because it's such a great, unique story, and it's pretty much a what if story of what if Superman landed in Russia instead of Kansas. And for this to be live action would be pretty controversial, but I think it would do well in the box office. If not, definitely a animated version of some sort. But since we already have that one stop motion one, then I guess that'll have to do. But yeah, I think this one would be a great movie. Next one is X-Men AVX. No, I'm just kidding. This one's horrible. I don't like it. A really good Avengers and X-Men story would be the Onslaught storyline. I think this would be great because I think we are in the mood for a Marvel Universe story, not just X-Men or Avengers or Spider-Man or whatever like that. I think it's about time we're due for an all-encompassing universe story where it's not just the Avengers fighting someone, it's not just the X-Men fighting someone. I think we need a story, an animated story, where all of them come together and fight some sort of villain. And I think this would be a great story to tell. Of course, it'd be animated because live action, I don't think this will be possible because of all the the legal stuff and whatever like that. So yeah, definitely animated for this one, but this one does need to happen, and it just does. So the next one is I think could be higher on the list, but Infinite Crisis. I am actually shocked that Infinite Crisis has not been done by DC yet, both from the animated standpoint. This is a great story. Some people say it's convoluted, which I tend to agree with it. It's a little bit convoluted, but Infinite Crisis, I think, definitely needs to happen. It needs to, because it's such a hallmark and a pretty much a turning point in the DC universe. It's one of those landmark stories in the DCU where anybody who knows DC knows the story, and for it not to have an animated featurette for this story is criminal. It's exactly that. It's criminal. It should happen. DC, make this one happen. Next one is a story I kind of go near and dear to my heart, is Civil War. I love Civil War. This one, for whatever reason, I just love it. It's one of those ones where the story tells a little more than it should. I mean, obviously it's sort of the Marvel's version of the Patriot Act. So it does have some political influence in there, but it's not just about that. It's about sometimes superheroes don't see eye to eye on things, and when they don't, fallout tends to happen, and this is what happens when superheroes don't agree and they're going to fight for their beliefs. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I like Captain America, because in the beginning he didn't fault on what he believed and he fought for it. So that's what Captain America stands for to me. So they definitely, Marvel needs to make this one happen. Next one is another shocker from DC, The Killing Joke. DC, why have you not made The Killing Joke? It's been stated that Mark Hamill said if DC makes this one happen, he would definitely reprise his role as Joker, because he loves this role. He loves this story, and I agree with them. The Killing Joke is an awesome story. It's definitely disturbing. It's dark, and it deals a lot with the Joker. So, and it definitely shows a side of Batman we have not seen yet. So, The Killing Joke, it needs to happen, and I think it'd sell very well as far as animated stuff goes. And DC, again, make this happen. So the next one I think should have been a follow-up movie, but it never happened, and that was World War Hulk. Planet Hulk was a direct-to-DVD movie from Marvel. Very successful and a very good story. I was shocked we never got a World War Hulk story, because I thought it was inevitable. It never happened. Marvel should go back to this and be like, we need to make this happen, because I think it would not only, one, sell well, but two, I think it's just desired out of a lot of Marvelites such as me. And I would love to see Hulk go just crush everybody in New York, basically, because that's what happens in World War Hulk. So yeah, this one needs to happen. Marvel, get your butts on it and make the sequel to Planet Hulk already. Next one is one of my favorite storylines of all time. It's Blackest Night, and I think this one would be a great animated one, because 1, Laura Freeze, 2, Sinestro, and 3, zombies. I mean, who doesn't love all that? It would be great. It would sell well, and I think it would re-energize the Lantern franchise as far as like movies and stuff like that. This one may never get to be a live action one, but if it does someday, I would love to see it. But for now, I would like to see it as an animated movie. But for now, one could only hope that someday we get to see this in a movie format sometime. Next one is another DC one, which is another surprising shock from DC, and that is Kingdom Come. DC, why have you not made Kingdom Come? This is one of your biggest storylines. This is one of the staples of your franchise here. Alex Ross did such an awesome job with the artwork and the story. For years, I would hear nothing but people say, "Oh, you have to read Kingdom Come. You have to read Kingdom Come." It's an amazing story. DC, shame on you for not making this into an animated movie. This needs to happen. Even though it is darker and it probably wouldn't sell well to kids, but to long-time DC fans and for people who are getting into DC, I think this would be a great movie because it's just a great story. End of story, basically. Make it happen, DC, and do what needs to be done to make it happen. Last but not least should be no shocker to anybody that has been around to my channel over the years and knows me personally. Old Man Logan. I love this story so much, man. I doubled up on the on the trade and on the the comics. I love this. I love this. I love this story to death. It is by far my most favorite story from Marvel. It's great. It's fantastic. If you haven't read it, go read it. And it deserves a animated movie. If not, definitely, if it ever gets into a live action one, I'm waiting in line day one. Bottom line, midnight release, I'm there. So that's pretty much it. Honorable mentions, do more. This series was awesome. I think it needs to have at least an animated movie. It was a great movie, and I think Doctor Doom is due for something that is awesome because we all know Fantastic Four sucks, the first two movies. So yeah, definitely Doom needs to have his own movie, and do more would be perfect for him. DC one would definitely be Brightest Day, even though the story is a bit convoluted. I think it'd be great because it would definitely feature people like Martian Manhunter and Green Arrow as sort of the centerpieces, and Dead Man, because Dead Man really hasn't been shown much lately, at all, pretty much in animated form. So yeah, I think this movie would be great for animated movie. Last but not least is not Marvel or DC related, but definitely should happen. All Hail Megatron. I think this one could be considered for a live action movie. I love this one, this story, and I think it should at least get an animated version of this story. But for all intents and purposes, this one deserves live action treatment because it is awesome. If you haven't read it, go read it because it's incredible and you'll enjoy it for sure. That's it, guys. I'll see you guys soon and with another video. So talk to you guys later. Bye.